Have you ever pondered upon the question, what is the meaning of life? It's a question as old as humanity itself, a query that has caused countless sleepless nights and sparked an infinite number of debates. At its core, it's a philosophical question that dares to delve into the depths of our existence, our purpose, and our place in the grand cosmic scheme of things. Different people offer different interpretations, of course. Some find meaning through religion or spirituality, others through love or personal accomplishments. For some, meaning is derived from the pursuit of knowledge, while others see it in the simple act of experiencing life's joys and sorrows, its ups and downs. Yet, there are those who see life through the lens of philosophy, analyzing, interpreting, and questioning every aspect of existence. Today, we delve into three intriguing philosophies that tackle this question: existentialism, absurdism, and nihilism. These perspectives offer unique insights into the age-old question of life's meaning, opening up new avenues of thought and understanding. Existentialism posits that life has no inherent meaning, except the one we create for ourselves. This is the core principle of existentialism, a philosophy that places the responsibility for finding meaning and purpose squarely on the individual's shoulders. Existentialism is a philosophical belief that emerged in the 19th century, championed by thinkers like Friedrich Nietzsche, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Albert Camus. It is a philosophy of individuality, freedom, and personal responsibility. It emphasizes that we are not born with a predetermined purpose or meaning. Rather, we must create it ourselves. This might sound daunting, but it is also incredibly liberating. Existentialism tells us that we are not bound by any predetermined destiny. We are free to create our own paths, to forge our own destinies. It tells us that we are the architects of our own lives, and that our choices, actions, and experiences shape who we are and what our lives mean. Existentialists believe in the concept of free will. They argue that we are not just passive observers in our lives, we are active participants. We have the power to change, to grow, to choose. Our lives are not dictated by fate or destiny. They are shaped by the choices we make and the actions we take. Personal experiences, according to existentialists, play a crucial role in shaping our lives and giving them meaning. Our experiences, good or bad, shape who we are. They teach us, they change us, they guide us. They are the building blocks of our identities, the foundation upon which we build our lives. Existentialism, in essence, is a philosophy of empowerment. It tells us that we are not mere puppets in the hands of fate, but active creators of our own destinies. It tells us that we have the power to infuse our lives with meaning and purpose, to make our lives matter. So, while it may seem that life is inherently meaningless, existentialism offers a beacon of hope. It encourages us to carve out our own paths, to create our own meanings, to be the authors of our own stories. In essence, existentialism encourages us to find and create our own meaning in a seemingly meaningless world. Absurdism, on the other hand, suggests that life is inherently meaningless, and the search for meaning is in itself absurd. Let's delve into the intriguing philosophy of absurdism. At its core, absurdism posits that the universe is irrational, and life is fundamentally devoid of meaning. It's like attempting to find a pattern in a swirling kaleidoscope of random colors and shapes. There's no grand design or ultimate goal, just a ceaseless series of moments, each as arbitrary and insignificant as the last. Absurdists look at the universe and see a vast, uncaring void, indifferent to our joys, our sorrows, our triumphs, and our tragedies. The universe doesn't care if we succeed or fail, live or die. It simply is, and we are but tiny specks within it, adrift on the cosmic winds of chance and chaos. Yet in this seemingly bleak outlook there is a kind of liberation. Absurdists advocate for embracing the absurdity of existence and continuing to live in spite of it. This isn't a surrender to despair, but a defiant affirmation of life. It's a conscious choice to keep going, to keep striving, to keep seeking, even in the face of the ultimate futility of our efforts. So, how does one go about embracing the absurd? It's not about abandoning hope or rejecting the joy and beauty that life can offer. Rather, it's about accepting the inherent absurdity of our existence and finding our own path within it. It's about choosing to create our own meaning, to find our own purpose, to carve out our own niche in the vastness of the universe. Absurdism, then, isn't a philosophy of despair, but of defiance. It's a call to arms against the indifference of the universe, a challenge to find purpose and meaning in a world where none is given. It's a celebration of the human spirit, of our capacity to dream, to strive, and to endure, even in the face of the greatest of odds. To an absurdist, we are actors on a stage playing roles in a play that has no plot or direction. But rather than seeing this as a cause for despair, we can choose to see it as a call to create our own plot, to find our own direction, to write our own story in the grand tapestry of existence. Nihilism takes these ideas to an extreme, asserting that life is without objective meaning, purpose, or intrinsic value. This is the stark view of the world through the lens of nihilism. Nihilists hold a firm belief in the inherent meaninglessness of life. They argue that life, in its rawest form, is devoid of any purpose or overarching goal. In the grand cosmic scale, our existence, our achievements, our struggles, they all amount to nothing. Nihilism rejects the existence of objective truth. It denies the notion of moral absolutes and universal values. In a nihilist's perspective, the universe isn't governed by some divine law or moral code. It's a chaotic, indifferent cosmos, indifferent to our joys and indifferent to our sorrows. This might seem a bleak outlook, but it's important to remember that nihilism is not about despair, it's about liberation. Realizing the inherent meaninglessness can free us from the shackles of societal norms and expectations. Nihilism, in its essence, is a philosophy of negation and rejection. These philosophies may seem bleak, but they also offer freedom. We've taken a deep dive into existentialism, absurdism, and nihilism, each offering unique perspectives on life's inherent meaninglessness. Existentialism encourages us to create our own meaning, to take charge of our destinies and mold them according to our will. Absurdism, on the other hand, invites us to embrace life's absurdities, to find joy and purpose in the irrational and unpredictable. Lastly, nihilism, perhaps the most confronting of all, confronts us with the stark reality that life, in its most basic form, has no inherent meaning. Yet, rather than prompting despair, these philosophies can provide a liberating framework for understanding and dealing with life. They remind us that we are not passive observers, but active participants in this grand cosmic play. In the end, it's up to us to decide how we navigate this vast, chaotic, and often absurd universe we find ourselves in.